Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I hope every students are well by the grace of Almighty of Allah. I am also fine. Welcome to online class. At first, my identity. I am AL-MASUM, assistant teacher, Hazi Abdul Kader Prodhan High School, Sripur, Gajipur. Today, we take an English class in class 10. It is very important class for class 10 students. So every students to ready, take your necessary things in front of you and attention of my class. Now, the students, today we discuss English second paper and I will give the multimedia class. So, dear students, attention and look the screen. Let's go and starting of my class. Dear students, welcome to the presentation. Read the sentence. If you give me a good mother, I will give you a good society. It is a quotation. Everybody know. It is very famous quotation in the world. Are you know who are the delivered in this speech? Yes, look at. This is great speech of Napoleon Bonaparte. Are you know the quotation? Are you guys? Today discuss. Yes, today discuss speech or narration. Let's discuss speech or narration. The students, today we discuss the passage narrations, and it is very important for class 10 students. The students, look at learning outcomes. After this lesson, the learners can know the classification of narration, change the sentence based narration into indirect speech, change the passage narration into indirect speech. And you know the two kinds of narration, direct and indirect narrations. The students, look at, it is when you are find the sir, it is change the indirect with respect or respectfully in the sentences. Of course, use in subject, before the subject, after the subject. Now let's practice a passage narration. Dear students, the previous class I took the sentence narrations. So today discuss the passage narrations. I hope every students are to know the rules of sentence narrations. So the students, look at, specifically you must note some tips before practicing. Look at, read the passage carefully. At first, when you change indirect narrations, must be read the passage carefully. Then identify the speakers and identify the kinds of sentence within the quotation. Dear students, I hope if the students are understand of my studies, and of course everybody are listening. Attention please, and look at the passage narrations. Look at first read the passage carefully, then identify the speaker and the listeners. Look at in this passage the easily understands and find the speakers. At first sentence, the teachers, red colors, underline the red colors, and Samiha. And first sentence, the teacher speeches, and the second sentence answers or listeners, Samiha. At first, you to identify the speakers and the listeners. Then identify the kinds of sentence with the quotation. Look at quotation marks in sentence. What kinds of sentence it is? Everybody are know the 5 kinds of sentence: assertive sentence, interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, operative sentence, and exclamatory sentence. But in first sentence, look at the question marks and easily understands it is interrogative sentence. Then must we change the sentence? Every students know the reporting verbs and reported speech. At first, you are changing the reporting verb when you indicate the sentence. Then you to change the reporting verbs. The students, now every students are reading this passage, and of course find the speakers and listeners, and of course indicates the sentence. Look at it is one sentence, two sentence, 3 and 4. Look at the 4th sentence in this passage. Look at no sir. It is dear students, look at and some problems of technologies, and I also the students, now let's change the passage into indirect speech. The students, take your papers and try to them answers in this passage in your paper. Of course, the students are understands the answers. Now, look at in the screens. Look at the teacher asked Samiha, easily understands when you find out the speakers and the listeners. The teacher is speakers and Samia is listeners in this passage. And of course, use if. Why use if? Yes, it is question marks. It is an interrogative sentence, and when the inverted comma are changed, then you must use in interrogative sentence if, whether, or WH questions in this sentence. Now the students look at. She had done her homework. Of course, know the change of tense. Look at the change of the sentence. In this sentence, you are changed in the subject she, and you are changed her. Look at that sentence, you are changed her, because you indicates the samiha, and you must indicate the objects or samiha. Dear students, look at this case and easily understands what the change in this passage. Look at the second sentence. Yes, this sentence, Samia is subject and Samia told sir. Then sir, it changes the respectfully, and of course no and yes. When you are see the passage no or yes, then change replied in the negative and replied in the affirmative. In this sentence indicates no, that change replied in the negative. Look at, I am very weak in English grammar. Yes, this sentence are taught but said Samiha, and it is a sentence. What kind of sentence? It is assertive sentence. Then I use and told. Then I use and told. And uses the inverted comma are changes. That changes that. Conjunction. That is conjunction. Changes the what is inverted comma. And look at, I am very weak in English grammar. It is assertive sentence. Of course, changes the tense. Look at, yes, I indicates Samiha. I indicates the Samiha, and Samiha is a girl, and we use she because she is a girl and uses she, and it is present indefinite tense. Of course, change the present indefinite tense in past indefinite tense. Look at, every student shall say the changes. Another sentence, do you study in your house? Yes, this sentence again, the teacher, again said the teachers, and use it, and in this sentence is interrogative sentence because question marks are indicated in the sentence. In this quotation are talking the teachers. So write the subject at first. The teacher. Everybody know why I use that. And of course use the listener. Then use if, because it is yes no questions. And write the if. The next, in this sentence it is present indefinite tense. Must be changed. The indirect sentence is past indefinite. Look at. In this subject you are indicates Samiha. So we used she. And study is present from and past from is studied. Yes, in the last sentence, yes I do, but I can't recover my weakness, said Samiha. In this sentence, said the Samiha. Look at, yes are uses. So Samiha, look at this again. Samiha replied in the affirmative and look at and say that. Look at I do and but I can recover my weakness. Two sentences in this quotation, and of course change the two sentences. Look at, she did. I indicates the Samiha, and do is present from the past from is did, and the next sentence it is also assertive sentence, and we can use and added that. We can use and added that. I indicate Samiha. Samiha's pronouns is she. So she. Can is the future and past could. So talks she could not recover. My indicates the Samiha and my changes her weakness. Dear students, I believe every students are know in these spaces. Are you practice in your home? Of course, to practice in your home, then you to understand clearly in passage narration. Dear students, it is another word. Have you heard the name of Hazi Moshi? Said the teacher. No sir, said Afifa. In this passage, read in your home and read the passage carefully and find out the listener, speaker, listeners and quotation, and of course what kind of sentence and tense. Every rules are practiced in your home. Dear students, look at in assertive sentence, which words can sit in the place of said to? Which words can sit in place of said to in assertive sentence? Interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, optative sentence and exclamatory sentence. Which word can sit in the place of said to? Look at. Yes, in assertive sentence, change said to is told. Interrogative sentence, asked. Imperative sentences, ordered, commanded, request, proposed. Optative sentence, prayed or wished. And exclamatory sentence, exclaimed with joy or sorrow. Dear students, it is your homework. I believe every students are work in your home and of course solve in these passage narrations in your home. The next class I will take another class. Now dear students, in this passage read carefully and find out the speakers, listeners, what kinds of sentence it is, and every rules are to read in your homes and then practice in this passage in your home. So today's class is finished. Stay home and save life. See you again in the next class. Thank you very much, every students.